G'day everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another multi-tool race with Mr. Lavalamp, and I am Mr. Mercury today, not Freddy. And my ship is floating in the air because Lava just literally deleted the base out from under our feet, so I'll just re-summon it over here. And we're racing for one that Lava found, and again that means I don't know what it is. It'll be either an alien or a experimental rifle, I assume.
Yeah, one or the other.
And we are on the planet of... Nodda, what's that, 18, I believe. And you have to reload your game on this planet to get this particular multi-tool, which we've already done before we started.
Which means quick to mode select, not reload.
It does. It means don't stuff it up like a silly old man. Who'd do that? Not
Who'd
me.
do that?
Who'd do that? We're both making our fair share of stupid mistakes recently, I'm sure. What's that down there? Is that a settlement? No, that's a shelter. Good for them. Where's that thing? There's me paleontological dig. Don't want that.
I left a comment on one of KG's videos, when we were collecting words. And told her I should have been collecting English words, not the ones we were actually collecting.
Well, it'll be It's never too late to learn, Lava. You can start using the English language anytime you like, dude.
Oh.
If you find the Viking word for thingy, I'd be impressed, or
Yeah, about 3 times in the video I forgot the word for orbital uplink. And what's even worse, about 4 times in the video I forgot the word for memory stone.
Couldn't remember the word?
Yeah, I can't remember the word. No, it's going one of those glowing thingies. No. Oh, you mean memory stone? Yeah, that's the one.
Well, I've got a partially materialised minor settlement here. And a partially materialised multi-tool, and I'm guessing that piece of C-class crap ain't what we're hunting for. Oh, there we go.
C-class.
Well, that one ain't going to be it, I'm pretty sure. That's true. In a pirate system, you will see this S-class tool as C-class, B-class, A-class, and S-class. And everything else you'll be seeing as C-class only. Which is how pirate systems work. Which took a hell of a lot of getting used to when they first brought him in the Outlaws update.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they've stuffed up multi-tools. Why am I seeing this like this? And so, I get it now.
It's in the station. Why can't I find the blooming thing?
Yeah, all that stuff. How come I'm seeing it as that? Why am I seeing a C-class with full slots? And then seeing another C-class with hardly any slots? Etc, etc.
Yeah. Well, do you mean to say that if it's in the anomaly, that's going to be the S-class?
But it's C-class in the anomaly. All makes sense now.
A really nice one. I just saw it.
Bit of a head screw the first couple of weeks till we got our head around all that stuff.
And our
oh, hello, Mr. Alien.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, found a B class of it, Norogo's inertial obstructor. I nearly pronounced that very poorly.
Yeah. Don't use it as an inertial obstructor, so you might get arrested.
You might get arrested for that. Saying that wrong's almost a hate crime, I think.
Yeah, I told you this one was nice.
Yeah, not too bad. Well done, Lava. You've been useful for a change.
Well, I found it last night, so I thought, oh yeah, I better hunt for something, because
need to do some races.
Zhunt will be wanting to do it on this coming Sunday. Not knowing it was going to be the next day.
Well, we've usually got 1 or 2 up our sleeve, but occasionally we've nearly been caught out. But I guess these days we can always resort to doing an Atlantic one. So there's always quote-unquote something good. Even if they are only in, what was it, Viking galaxies?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the comment?
Yeah.
That was a little confusing. It's not the worst planet we've ever been on.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the last one.
Oh, the last one was a bit crap. It's a good thing I beat you so quickly. Didn't have to spend very long. What did I say? The storm hadn't even finished raging and I'd beaten you.
Yeah, some crap pistol.
So, I'm guessing by now, well and truly, we will have had whatever we suspect is an Easter update, or thereabouts-ish. Because this will be out in about, what's this? Today's April 1st, April Fool's Day. Good day for me to buy a car. Oops, didn't think of that. April Fools, we sold you a lemon. So this won't be out till, probably end of April, I guess that means. So I'm guessing we will have had an update by now. And I hope it is as much fun as the last one, watching you scream and curse, driving your truck around, bouncing toxic waste out of the back of it.
Yeah, oh, that was painful. No kidding. One stage I had, I think, 25 or 30, no, 32 maybe items in the back.
Yeah.
So it was really packed. And
how many of them did you end up with when you got to your processing station?
Well, about
Half
5
dozen.
minutes into the drive, it phased through the ground, and I lost every single one except for one.
Oh, that's pretty dark.
Yeah, so I lost, I think, 31 items out of the back of the truck.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, and then I thought, well, every other, what call it,
What, the waste dumps?
Scattered ones.
Yeah. No, miles away.
So, no, the scattered waste dumps.
Oh, yeah.
In the wild. And every other one was, had explosive or poopy or whatever. So it was just a matter of stopping whenever I saw one in the HUD and
picking up some stuff.
Yeah, by the time I got to the processing sites, I had about 27, I think.
See.
So, yeah.
I said I was going to unlock all the truck parts for it, but because I'm a bit of a completionist with some of that sort of stuff. It's like, got to have all the stuff, but I can't say I've been doing it. It's I did sort of go, because I've been working on it on one save, and I sort of said I should be using that save to go look for multi-tools to hunt, but when I'm in new systems, if I find a planet that's not bad to do it on, just do one or two sort of thing, just chip away at it, but I just keep forgetting. And just I'm not overly interested in it. It was alright, bit of a novelty to do it on the expedition, but wouldn't want to be doing it too much. I was going to say it's a bit repetitive and boring, says the guys who hunt multi-tools and run into 1 billion different minor settlements looking for multi-tools day in, day out. You'd think repetitive and boring would be right in our wheelhouse.
Well, early today I decided, so I kept on getting the message, get the scrap, blah blah blah, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll do that. And I haven't got any of the things unlocked on this account, so I had to remember how to do it. So yeah, I got the flatbed truck unlocked, but that's about all so far.
Yeah, that's not very far into it, obviously.
Oh, minus second detected.
Yes, I guess Easter, long weekend, a lot of people not going away. They reckon it's something like 40% of people have either shortened or completely cancelled their travel plans due to the cost of fuel, or in some cases, well, I might drive there, but then there might be any petrol to fill up to get home, which is a bit of a worry. We were talking to one guy, one of our couriers who rocked up at work the other day. He's got a diesel van, and said to him, it's 60 litres, I think he said. It's usually 90-something bucks or whatever to fill it, or a bit over or whatever. He said it cost him 260 or something the other day.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just gone. It was $3.80, I think he said, where he filled up. So he said just had to cut his number of runs down. He said either that or I start putting my prices up for my deliveries like double. And customers ain't going to be happy with that, so they either pay more or they wait a extra couple of days.
It's for Australia Post.
Stick it to Australia Post. Well, I mean, I'm waiting until we get our fuel surge charges on our account for our TNT B class. And there's already a fuel charge on there. There's already been one for ages. But it's usually, whatever it is. But you can guarantee that's going to be 2 or 3 times more before long. They won't say we're putting, 10% extra or anything. It'll just go up magically. We have to.
What I don't understand though is the government announced that they're halving the fuel tax.
Oh, the excise.
But it's going to take
2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, for the service stations to pass it on.
Well, see, that's the weird thing. It was supposed to start today on the 1st, and driving around today, petrol was about 20-something cents cheaper. And we sort of both looked at each other and said, it looks like some of the servos have already, done that cut sort of thing. Because you reckon they've been told, basically, they've been put on notice, with the authorities, like, if there's price gouging going on, we're going to go through you like a ton of bricks. Like, no one's going to put up with this crap. And I was going to say they're at pains because the government's saying, we're not mandating work from home, but if you can stay home and save fuel, that's all good, and save the fuel for the truckies and the emergency services and all the people who really need it, And everyone started making noise about, they're trying to put us into a COVID lockdown again, sort of thing. They're locking us down. It's like, no. I'm just saying, there was a huge push for work from home because everyone loved it during COVID. It's like, I don't have to drive to work and spend hours in the car, and I save money. And, while I'm at home, I can watch the kids. I don't have to get a babysitter. I can do a load of washing or whatever. Everyone thought it was great, sort of thing. So you thought everyone would be a bit keener. But now it's like, no. You're not telling us we're going into lockdown again.
But the thing I don't understand is, they announced that they're halving the tax. It's going to take 2 to 3 weeks for it to through to the customers. But any time that's there's an increase in the tax, instantly the prices increase. There's no 2 to 3 weeks later. Oh,
there's Robin Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah, but they've already. They don't have to pay that tax until when?
Right. Yeah, I know.
So
I don't know if this is correct or not, but I seem to remember ages ago talking about fuel at like school or something. It was that long ago, and it was basically how long does it take fuel to get to your car? Was the general sort of gist of the conversation. Hang on, let's just check if this is the S class. It's B. Jeez, I think I found 3 Bs. And I think it was basically from the time they yank it out of the ground, literally out of the ground, till the time it hits your tank is about, I thought they said 6 months by the time it gets refined and re-refined and transported and retransported and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's right, and I don't know if that's still right. That might have changed, it might be quicker, don't know. But we'd kind of go, well, the fuel they're buying now isn't the stuff that, they're using now. Like some of this stuff has been bought and paid for a while back. And fuel is always a weird thing with pricing. I mean, how... it's Easter time too. I mean, traditionally, it goes up 10, 20, whatever cents a litre around Easter because they know everyone's travelling. Same as Christmas time, all that sort of stuff. It's, you set your clock by it just about. But can you imagine everything else in the economy? Like, you go into your supermarket one day and your milk's $5, and the next day you go in there and it's $8.50 or $10 or something, and then 2 weeks later it's down to $5 again. It'd be like, what is going on?
Well,
it just goes up and down so much.
Cycle. It's the cheapest prices for fuel in Adelaide is usually Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then it goes up by the Friday to its highest level, remains high over the weekend.
Yeah.
And then drops down on the Monday. But it's a natural fuel cycle that the prices fluctuate up and down.
Because I know everyone's out on the weekend.
Yeah, there's absolutely no need for that, mate. So I grew up in New Zealand and the fuel prices were flat.
Yeah.
Even though it was really high tax, the prices didn't fluctuate.
If we start running out of fuel here, I think because the Prime Minister was on TV tonight doing a bit of a My Fellow Australians speech, giving a bit of an update on the plan and what we're going to do and this, that and the other, which I was sort of half listening to. And I'm just like, I turned around and said to Debbie, I said, I think we could just invade New Zealand because they lost one of their ships, didn't they? Didn't they stick it into a coral reef or something? You've got no navy to defend yourself anymore.
No.
Whoops.
We've also got no fuel.
I was going to say, I don't think there's much fuel over there.
But the thing is, Adelaide used to have a big oil refinery and they shut that down.
Yeah, they shut a few refineries here.
Yeah, don't know whether it's any in the entire country, so I think they shut it all down.
There might be some smaller ones, but probably not large scale enough to do put a decent hole in any of it.
Yes, I think the one here was Mobile, or Shell or something. And when they announced that they're going to shut it down, the government says, well, if you're shutting it down, you've got to rehabilitate all the land, get rid of all the toxic waste.
There's all that stuff.
Yeah, and they said, oh no, we're not doing that, we're just walking away. And the government says, well, if you're walking away, you're not needing to sell the land. It's got to be taken by the government. So they were forced to pay millions to clean up the site.
Well, they were saying, why don't they just go down the other side, down through the sewers and around the bottom of Yemen and all that? And it's like, well, it's not unknown for them to take pot shops at ships down that way either, so...
Well, they can't do that because there's no blooming oil refineries.
Well, they said there's a pipeline that runs across. Where was it? Somewhere across there. They were pumping a bunch across. But,
I just left that blooming line a second. You don't need to tell me that it's there again.
Well, I don't need to know where the waypoint marker is apparently because I can't see it because I'm blind. Oh, it's over there. Whoops, there it is.
Yeah, that pipeline, it's hardly got any capacity at all.
Ah, okay. I think they said something about that.
There's about 300 or 400 ships waiting to leave the Gulf area.
Yeah, a bit of a traffic jam in the old strait there at the moment. Oh, man, they said the other day... And I'm sure this is right. It's been 5 years since that Evergrande ship got stuck in the canal and blocked everything up. 5 years? That seems like 6 months ago. There's no way I would have said that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But there's some of the fantastic suggestions about why can't we just dig like a new canal across... here to here sort of thing, and dodge this strait and have the ships go through here, and it's like, you're kidding me, right? That ain't a 5-minute job, and there's some mountains and stuff there. Don't think it's overly feasible, but good job thinking out of the box, fellas. Can't we just pick it up and fly it somewhere else? Some of these other things they come up with. Sure, no worries. Let's put one of the most flammable substances known to man on a plane. Good. Actually, I don't know if it's any more stable or flammable in its natural, crude, straight out of the ground state as opposed to when it's been refined. I guess if it's been refined, there's a hell of a lot of impurity being taken out, so it's probably more flammable. It's probably more nasty in it. Either way, I wouldn't be standing too close to it if they lit a match. Man, I ain't seen this thing for a while. It's on a run of B classes for a minute there. Now it's all gone to pus.
I just saw a starter pistol for the
Yeah,
first
oh
time.
man, and it's taking me back to ones I've been to. That's a bit of a bum. Come on, Sean, what are you doing? It's supposed to be no repeat multi-tool hunting day.
Yeah. Well, he gave us the easy one for the last race, so...
Yeah. Quick race is a good race. Well, I guess, looping right back round, I'm glad I bought a petrol car now.
Yeah. Well, the price of electricity car.
Really, good forward planning there. Let's buy a petrol car. Man, there's no way we're going to go electric in our lifetime. There's no way. Not in this country. We're too far spread. Population's too small, and we're too far apart.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so like you said when you did that trip Darwin to Adelaide, try doing that in an EV.
It would take you weeks.
Forever. Yeah. Even if they actually had charging stations scattered suitably enough along, they're it'd take you forever.
I saw this shorts thing. I don't know how accurate it was, where it was just a comedy thing or whether it was real. This guy driving a Tesla pulled over beside the road, and some other people pulled up behind him and, what's your problem? And the guy says, can you take me to the nearest service station? I need to buy some petrol or diesel or something. And they looked at his electric car and they took him to the service station, and he got fuel, and he got back and had a portable generator, which, hooked up.
I have seen pictures of big diesel generators sitting there powering those EV charge stations. You just kind of slap your forehead and you go, really? Kidding me.
Well, I don't understand why they don't do what they did during World War II. They had this technology where they had this thing hooked up to the engine and a big gas bag on top of the car, and it was actually a woods burner thing, and the gases that they gave off when it burns fuels the car, and it's really filthy, dirty, full of carbon toxic.
I was going to say, yeah, probably something to do with the emissions, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but that technology exists, so...
the freaking oil companies, there's been dudes that have come along that have invented the car powered by this and the car powered by that and whatever. And the fuel companies just buy the technology, stick it in a vault somewhere and forget about it, because they're making money out of all the fuel. It's like when they bought up all the rail lines in Los Angeles and ripped them up and put in freeways because they wanted everyone driving cars. But they made different electric stuff and all sorts of things, technologies that they've that work, that are proven, and they just come along and mothball them.
I guess second time it's seconds, it's pointed to the common minus seconds. I'm standing right beside.
Man, I am getting a crap frame rate tonight.
Yeah.
I need my hamster to pedal a bit quicker.
Well, maybe that's why the petrol companies wanted to switch to electric, because I think it's cruel to have all those hamsters.
Well, there's a problem getting rid of them when they're dead, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They need, the hamster recycling centre.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, S-Class, come on.
Should be the next one.
Should be the next one. It's always the next one.
Now.
If the game wants to load everything in for me, that'd be handy. Alrighty. be that one.
Oh.
I don't foresee me ever driving a full electric car within my life. I said to Debbie, well, by the time I buy this one, if I hold on to it for, 10, 15 years, whatever, because I tend to hold on to my cars for at least a decade. And then that'll put me in my early to mid-60s, and then by the time I buy another one, that puts me, somewhere into my mid-70s. By then I'm starting to sort of get to the maybe I shouldn't be driving age. Might be one more car, might be 2 cars after this one.
Well, the last car I owned was built in 1976.
God.
It was a Holden Premier station wagon. That was such a nice car too.
We're talking to a guy in one of the shops we're at today about, how's your day going, that sort of crap. I said, oh yeah, just come from a car, I just bought a car. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, I had it was an old Holden Commodore or something, with a 3-litre V6, thirsty as hell. But loved that thing, and it's like, yeah, but had to get rid of it after a while because it's just not economical. And it got to that age where, 20-something years, it was just starting to fall apart. So that was one of the reasons I got into getting rid of this one I've got now. It's done 150,000. It's due for some whiz-bang, midlife 150,000 odd service, which they changed this, that and the other. And the cost of the service they'll quote me was probably about what the car was worth. Yeah. So I'm like, do I really want to spend all that money on it? And just who knows what else is going to go wrong with it. Not that I'm going to get, heaps for any resale trade-in anyway, but it's just not worth it. So I ditched it. What are you doing with your microphone? It's not a chew toy, Lava.
Why you think it's making noises? I'm not doing anything different than...
Well, I can tell you it's making noises. When you watch this back, you will know what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm sure you don't hear it, but at the time, all I hear is etc., etc. It's like you're trying out for a lead singer of a death metal band or something.
I got no idea, because I'm just sitting here holding the controller as I normally hold it. But yeah, that's Triple Maids from Darwin to Adelaide. It's at a place called just before Two Wells, which is sort of how far away? It's probably about an 8-hour drive south of Darwin.
Yeah.
And my oil light went on and my temperature gauge shot up into the red. And I thought, oh bugger. And
not a great place for that to happen.
Nah. And like I hadn't seen a service station at least an hour. And just as I sort of slowed down to pull over, I was sort of sighing, service station 250 metres that way.
Bonus.
Yeah, so we went down there and put up the service station and explained what happened and pulled out the dipstick and it was dry.
Bone dry? You're lucky you didn't cook
bone dry. Totally. And so I waited about 2 hours while the engine cooled down and put about 4 litres of oil into it, maybe more.
Just drunk it like a thirsty fish?
Yeah, and the lady said, oh, that's no good.
Yeah. It's like, no shit.
Yeah, and so every time I put up the petrol, put about 2 or 3 litres of oil in there.
Whack more oil in.
Yeah, and it was, came up to one place, I think it was Tanner Creek, which was sort of a small town, but they,
Yeah, I've heard of Tennant Creek.
Yeah, and so I asked a couple of places who's the best mechanic in town. I think like 3 people said the same guy.
Yeah.
So I explained what happened, and he looked under the bonnet And he says, "Oh yeah, there's your problem. These are total engine rebuilds."
Yeah, it's stuffed.
But he said, "Don't worry. The oil was being forced out of the tube, the dips that goes in."
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, don't worry. Just keep filling up the oil every time you fill up the petrol, and you'll make it to Adelaide."
every couple of 100 k's, just whack another litre of oil in it. You'll be fine. Yeah, good.
Yeah, so the entire trip I probably went through 12 or 14 litres of oil.
Jesus, that's ridiculous.
3,000 kilometres.
Yeah.
And do you know the funny thing? I drove around Adelaide for another 10 months after getting here. In that 10 months, I would probably put half a litre of oil in.
Yeah. Oh, it's just that constant heated running when you're down through central Australia. It's baking hot, and it's not getting any cool air in it because it's running the whole time. It's just cooking itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing a bit of low temperature city running where it's not working hard constantly. You can get away with a lot more. Oh, just land. I'm just banging into the building.
Yeah, so when things heat up and expand, it's just force oil out. I'll pull up at service station, I'll look underneath, and the entire underneath of the car is just dripping oil.
Black. Yeah, well, they gave me not a huge amount for my trade-in today, but as usual, I would have liked a bit more. But it's like, you'll get more selling a private. And it's like, do I really want to sit around waiting week in, week out for someone to come and look at it for a car that they don't make anymore? It's 12 years old at that age. For someone just to come along and lowball me a price and probably only get $1,000 or $2,000 more than what they gave me anyway. And then I've got to worry about doing all the transfer crap with Vic Roads and all that stuff. I don't know anything about that stuff. I just said, mate, it's too hard. Can't stuff. Just give me what you're going to give me. I don't care. Doesn't matter. It's less heartache and headache for me just to make less money on it than all the crap I'd have to go through.
Yeah, sometimes it's best, just make things as easy as possible.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It was a pretty easy sale for him. I'd pretty much already made my mind up I was going to buy the thing before I got there. And I'd always liked the look of it, and it's like, if I drive it and it feels alright to drive, we'll do some business. We'll make an offer, piece of cake. And I said to him later on, I said, was that fairly easy sale for you? So I think is that usually you have to work a bit harder or a bit less? He goes, I've had people just basically ring me on the phone and say, I saw that car on your website. Here's my credit card and put a deposit down. I'll come pick it up this afternoon. Oh, okay. Easy peasy. Oh, you're swimming underwater again. Give your cable a dingle-dangle.
That's it.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, it was back in the 80s. My sister told me the story. She used to work in the car yard.
Oh, okay.
And this guy came and bought a brand new Mercedes. And at the time, New Zealand had a 49% sales tax on brand new cars.
Oh, that's excessive.
So, yeah, that's just how it was.
Yeah.
And so he bought this Mercedes, and on the way home, he crashed it. Uninsured.
Oops.
Yeah, so
He wouldn't be happy.
next day he came and he says, "Oh, you got another one." So he bought another one. And he made sure that he insured.
Made sure
he left the yard.
Well, I actually rang the insurance today and said, look, here's the deal. I'm picking it up in a week. Can you arrange for, here's the rego, make, model, blah, blah, Can you put that on my policy now and arrange for the old one to drop off on the 8th and that to kick in? They said, yeah, it's easy enough. Just, if the date changes, just call us. I said, yep, not a problem. Because, you buy a car or you do something like this, and then you've got to deal with all the crap that goes with it. And of course, the aftermarket dude was trying to flog me the paint protection and the this and the that and the this insurance and the that insurance and all that crap. And it's like, oh man, I've just spent all this money. You want me to spend a couple of grand more for stuff that do I even want all that stuff? Do I care? As I said to Debbie about the current car, it's like it's got the special super duper Holden HSV, Holden special vehicle paint protection on it because they were doing a special on it at that time when I got that car, even though it's not a HSV vehicle. And it's like, after 12 years, no one gives a crap. It's got a few dents and scrapes and whatever on it. I don't even know if anyone's going to drive it or if they're just going to scrap it. Who knows? But here we go. C-Class. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Last one. Hello.
Hello. I think you need to take it out and stick it back in, Lava, so to speak. Unplug it. No, if you unplug your mic, you might get you back.
Yeah, if I unplug it, so it's a bit worse.
That could be worse. Geez, this one must be getting along a bit. Geez, the last race was quick as, but I don't know what we're up to. How many have you done? I'm up to 25.
Two up on land, so I haven't done that many.
Yeah, that's because you're flying that slow-ass piece of crap.
Well,
I was
hunting words with KJ the other day, and I got 2 words. One was awesome, and the other one was shuttle.
Sure you did. Did I actually find a shelter map? Or am I dreaming? No, there's my shelter. Where's my minor settlement? I haven't got one.
Oh, E-Class.
I'm too busy listening to your audio to look at what map I've set off. Where is it? It's here somewhere. There it is. This will be the S-Class. Oh, you see what we have to go through, boys and girls, to find multi-tools for you all?
Yeah. So when New Zealand got the GST, there was the amount of crap people were saying. Cars have got to be 10% more expensive, blah, 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 blah. And they're doing a real fair campaign. And this guy I was working with, he must have been listening to, all the crap, and he went out and bought a brand new car. And about 2 weeks later,
cheaper,
the GST came in. The sales tax went from 49% on a brand new car to 10%.
Yeah.
And he paid the full price. So if he had waited the 2 weeks, he would have paid 39% less.
Yeah, I don't know how well they introduced the GST here. Ours came in at 10% and it stayed at 10%, but I know damn well that this is how long ago it was. I went to buy a chicken souvlaki from the chicken shop down the road from my work, and it was $5, and the next time I bought it, it was $5.50. And it's like, because they were banging on about foods that would exempt, and this was exempt, and that was exempt, and some things will go up, and some things will go down, and all that sort of stuff, and there'll be sales tax that are taken off, and there'll be this tax that's taken off, and that tax off this and that, and rah. And I swear to God, most things just went up 10%. A lot of the retailers just went, well, I don't know, it's too hard, just put the price up 10%, because they didn't want to be out of pocket.
Because New Zealand, they just said no exemptions, everything 10%.
Yeah. Well, there was that famous thing with the opposition leader who was trying to bring in the GST originally, and they asked him in one of the live debates about how much will it cost to either bake a cake or make a cake, and he was trying to explain it. It's like, well, if the milk's fresh milk, or if it's dairy milk, and if the eggs have come from this place and that place, and it was just, he was babbling on, and it just absolutely sunk him, because it's like, he can't even explain it and coherently and easily. How the hell are we all supposed to understand?
Well, New Zealand said so it's 10% and it'll never ever go up.
Well, see,
and then it went up to 12.5%.
It's crept up in other countries.
Yeah.
Some countries introduced it. There's one place, I don't know where it was. I want to say France, but that's probably not right. They introduced it really high, at like 25% or something, and then they said we're never putting it up. But other places, it's crept. They've brought it in at 10, and it's crept up to 15 or whatever. And they were talking about, after COVID here, the government was making noise about, well, we need to make a bit more money to pay back, all the billions and trillions we spend on masks and crap and whatever else. no, there's been talk of it going up to 15% here. But I think it's one of those things that any government or opposition that is touting that policy is just poisoning themselves. Everyone's like, nah, it's 10%, that's it. You just won't get the vote.
Well, what New Zealand did, which was a lot better than what Australia did, is New Zealand, they dropped. In New Zealand slashed the tax rate. I went from, I think I was paying 35% tax, and that dropped down to yeah, I think I dropped down to 18% tax.
Yeah, see, we're heavily taxed personal income here, which is some ridiculous amount of what we're on. But there's talk about there's no reason for us to be paying more than 25. Just, you know, now even it all out, make the rich pay more. They can afford it, and just drop it. Everyone's pooping themselves. There's going to be a recession, of course, with all the hoo-ha that's going on. With, where the hell am I? There we go. That was the most roundabout way of getting to the landing pad I've ever seen in my life. I got completely disorientated in the darkness. Oh, what are we looking for again?
Helium.
Yeah, been a while. Like, we're onto a storm cycle. Have we had one storm cycle before?
Yeah.
Means we've done at least 20-something minutes. We must have. We've done 20-something settlements. Just seems like it's longer. If anyone's still watching, thanks. You too can be a boring multi-tool hunter. It's easy.
Yeah, so I was about $150 better off in the hands each week after the GST came in. Which at the time, the pay rates were really low, so getting an extra $150 in the hand after tax was a big thing.
Well, my boss was having a joke at me the other day, telling me that I'm going to bankrupt him because they're bringing in a law here that you've got to pay superannuation to your employees every time you pay them. Like, instead of a lot of them will do it every quarter or every half a year sort of thing, but instead they're going to bring it in that you've got to do it with each pay. So there'd be people who running pretty thin margins, and they have to pay their bills and their supplies and such. So if the month's been a bit thin, they sort of go, oh well, we won't pay the staff their superannuation, we'll pay it next month, and next month they have a decent month trading, they've got a bit more money in the bank they can afford to pay. All very good, but it takes that flexibility out of it. So then it's just like another bill you've got to pay each time, sort of thing. Yeah. It's gonna, companies with more employees, it's gonna stretch them a bit. I mean, there's a whole two of us at work. There's me and my boss, and once every week there's an accounts lady who comes in for half a day, but that's it. So it's not exactly a massive operation we're running. Tell you who else, we're talking about the fuel. Companies that have got like a lot of sales reps out on the road, or like service techs or whatever, 10 of those running around in company cars, they will be feeling the pinch with the fuel prices. That'll be putting things a bit harder for everyone. Like, we had one of our suppliers, well, not that we've done a huge amount of business with them, but they decided to close one of their branches the other day. Just went, there's 3 branches, Victorian economy's not doing so flash, so we're closing one of them. Went, okay, fair enough. So there's like, a dozen or so people out the door on their arse. There we go. Everything's definitely getting harder. Yeah. Customer service has gone out the freaking window. Like, the sense of understanding of, no, we need this now. This needs to leave today. It's you know, for a breakdown situation, you got, you know, 10 dudes standing around waiting for this motor or this pump to turn up so they can get the, you know, the machine that makes the toilet paper running again, so we can all wipe our bums or whatever. And it's costing them $100,000 an hour, not in running. Oh, yeah, we might get it out tomorrow, sort of thing. Oh, yeah, righto. Ooh, I've gone one up in the world, dude. I found an A class. That's the first one I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen an A class.
We got told the other day for, you know, waiting on these 2 pumps. Just be patient. And it's like, okay, well, you've got 4 or 5 guys out in outback Queensland standing around waiting for these to come for a critical breakdown for some machinery, and they're getting paid to stand there doing nothing, and they're getting paid accommodation each day. They want to know, you know, do we have to pay these guys to be here? Is it turning up today, or are we paying them another couple of days, sort of thing? It's like, well, we've been told just be patient. We can't say that to them.
Yeah.
You're kidding me?
Because no, about that time they'll be looking through the other pages or whatever and seeing who else is in stock.
Oh yeah. Also, and see, this is the other problem. You know, things are a bit tough, so they don't hold as much stock locally anymore. It's all overseas. Whereas you used to just be able to order whatever it was because they had 5 of them on the shelf. Now it's like, oh, that's 6 weeks lead time out of the factory from Germany or something, or Poland or wherever, plus shipping. And, you know, that's a 20 kilo pump, so there's $400, $500, $600 of air freight, or it can be 16 weeks on a boat. It's like, so you're telling me that we can't get one of these things till September for a piece of machinery that you're supposed to be supporting with local spares, and you want us to tell our customer that? Yeah. Good-o. I mean, the start of COVID, when it all fell to crap, and you had lockdowns and reduced running, reduced staff, and reduced capacity and everything, lead times for most of our stuff went out 12 to 18 months for stuff that should be sitting on a shelf, or you should be able to get in a week or so tops. And it's like, so you're telling me that this farmer up here who wants to run his bit of gear to harvest all the corn or whatever that he can do once a year and make his millions on, he can't have a pump to run his thing for 18 months. Yeah, right. Good one.
Yeah, I used to work in the medical library up in Darwin.
Yeah.
And the thing with Darwin is if you buy some mail and or if you want to send some mail off and send an email, it's not going email.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, if you want to send something to Darwin email, it's not going email. It's going by road.
One of the
they still sell you the email costs, not the freight. And
our overnight services, you look at the you know, guaranteed overnight, and you read the fine print that says may take 2 or 3 days. And you go, well, how do you call it overnight if it may take 2 or 3 days?
Yeah, this doctor, he wanted a medical book or whatever from a hospital in Sydney, I think it was, and he requested an email because he was going to do an operation of some guy. And he wanted to refresh his memory.
Just bit of check,
properly, so the guy wouldn't die on the table.
Yeah, that's fairly important.
Yeah, and after about 5 days, I think, he told the hospital in Sydney, look, it's not here. No, I've been calling every day, rating, wanting it. You sure you sent the email? Yes. Can you contact
the carrier
Australia
and see where it
Post?
is? Yep.
And they contacted Australia Post, and they said, "Oh yeah, that's stuck in the truck in the outback somewhere because of floods."
Yep.
And they explained the situation. Look, no, this patient, he needs an urgent operation.
Guy wants to read up on it. Before the days of the internet, obviously, where you could just look stuff up or whatever.
Yeah, and if we send another copy, well, it got email, and they says, "Oh, you can buy an email thing, but it will go by truck." And they said, even though it's not an urgent thing that needs to be there the next day, So I never heard whether the guy died or not.
I was going to say, or the doctor just said, I can't be stuffed waiting, I'll just wing it. See how it goes. He's either going to live or die. One of the mobs, the carrier mobs, a while back, they were carrying on about doing stuff, airmail or whatever, overnight airbag sort of thing. And someone, like a current affair or whatever, one of the journos or whatever's put a couple of altimeters in a bag and sent it up, from north to south or wherever it was, and they said, oh yeah, it's gone airmail. And it's like, that's funny, it didn't get more than 20 feet off the ground above the Hume Highway, basically altitude. I don't see it travelling at 30,000 feet anywhere. It's travelling at about 200 metres above sea level. How do you explain that? Yeah, we don't.
So, sort of thing where this person got an air tag and parcel they were sending to Germany, and it was from America to Germany.
Oh, my mouse has just gone flat.
And they kept on saying, "Oh, yeah, it's on the way. It'll be there in the morning." Well, it's on the way. It'll be there in the morning, and it never left the airports or wherever it was being sent off to. There was a courier depot or whatever in the airports, and they continually said, "Yes, it's be there next day," sort of thing. And they were confronted about, look, this is the location, and showed the phone. Why aren't you sending it? And it turned out someone stolen it from the actual depot, and they'd torn out the AirPod bags, the AirPods sort of thing, and left us in there. And
we have ordered stuff at the same time. Granted, it's been on a Friday when there's been a weekend. We've ordered stuff from the other side of the city over the Westgate Bridge, which is, let's just comfortably say it's an hour drive from where we are. And at the same time, we've ordered stuff from northern England, I think it was, and they both turned up at about the same time. How good is the service on one, and how crap is the service on the other?
Speaking of stuff from England, because I went there in 1991, and I had to come back, and I could only afford to get tickets to Darwin. I didn't have enough money to buy tickets all the way back to New Zealand. And so I wrote my sister a letter, and she was living in Darwin at the time. And I said, look, I'm
on my way.
Out of money, I'm arriving in 2 weeks' time. Sent it airmail. And that was late October that I sent the letter. I was with her in February when we went to the post office. She had a post office box. And that's when the letter arrived. And I said, look, see? Airmail.
I told you I was coming.
Yeah.
Oh, she would have been surprised when you rocked up on her door and said, what, didn't you know I was coming? Didn't you get my letter?
Oh, because when I rocked up, I think I had £4 in my... I was that broke. And
ta-da, I'm staying.
Yeah, so I was waiting, because I told her what flight I was arriving on and everything.
Yeah.
So I waited about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and before I rang her, and I says, "Oh, why aren't you here?" So So yeah, I arrived dead broke.
Yeah. And not much has changed.
Nah.
Still dead broke. Just older and more forgetful.
Yep.
And blinder. I can tell my eyesight's going. Oh man, it took me back to one I've already been to. That pisses me off. Might have even been the same one it returned me to before, actually.
Well, I haven't had any repeats yet. So.
Clearly, Sean's got it in for me this time.
Oh, that's an awful pistol. Had an atmosphere probe.
I reckon we're about due to find this. Mind you, I'm guessing if the update's out about now, everyone's playing that instead of watching this anyway. But for anyone who's stuck around, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Do that whole thumb thing, either up or down. Take your pick.
Yeah, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed. We do this every week. We're up to about 160 something-ish, 170-ish.
I can't remember what we're up to. Well, we usually do a couple in the night, so then we don't have to deal with each other for a month or so.
Yeah.
And then, we better do some more races.
He can't handle how awesome my shuttles are.
That's right. That is exactly the issue. It takes me a month to get over the shock and horror of having that in my game.
Yeah, he's got, what's that thing called? PTSD or...
PTSD. What? Post-traumatic shuttle syndrome? Or disorder? I thought I had you then. I found an A-class. This is the last time I let you pick a multi-tool to race for. This one's taken too long.
Oh, I think
it's your fault.
One, and that was only,
three.
So you got to take the good with the bad.
You do indeed. This is what it's all about, multi-tool hunting. You can sit here and do this for hours until you find the one you're looking for.
Would have been a lot quicker if you had an awesome shuttle.
Well, I have raced you in a shuttle and beaten you in a shuttle, so we have completely...
So that's my point proven right there.
No, we've disproven that you need a shuttle to win. Why is that not highlighting? There we go. Well, I'm flying my little round exotic today.
Yeah.
I've been going through all those different outfits and whatever. I haven't been on this save for ages. I did like 70, 80 something videos with different outfits, give or take. Most of those were on. No, it was on this save, but I wasn't flying this ship. This ship hasn't been. I was just flying like my a different ship from this save the whole time. I think. Haven't blown the dust off this one in a while. It's good to have my Mercury outfit back on.
Yeah. I've got Mercury on a couple of saves, but don't ask me which ones they are.
Yeah, I haven't seen you play him for a while. You've been playing your fish face guy a bit lately, and then you swapped to your new garbage man outfit with the knob head. Fairly appropriate.
My brass divers helmet.
Yeah, knob head. That's what I said.
I actually saw one of those brass divers helmet sale here a few decades ago.
Yeah.
It was about $500 at the time.
I was going to say, you see him around occasionally in like old, collectible stores and whatever. They're not cheap.
Yeah, I wouldn't know how much they are today.
I saw there was a thing on the news before about they finally solved something to do with how they built the pyramids, and they said they've found 4,500 years ago, and they've found there was hydraulics involved. And of course, working in hydraulics, I thought I'll take a snip of that and show it to the boss and say they're probably still waiting on customer service to get back to them and get them their pump. 4,500 years. Sounds about right.
That's why they didn't put the point of this on the top.
Yeah, no, sorry fellas, the pump's broken down. We no cap on top of your pyramid today. Just wait till, I don't know, another couple of thousand years. We'll think about it then. now would be a good time not to lose my job since I just bought a new car.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a huge chance of that happening. I'd have to stuff up more than I already do for him to sack me, I reckon.
Don't destroy the roller door.
Don't run into the roller door with the forklift again. Well, we've got we have a bridge here in Melbourne called the Montague Street Bridge, which has its own website, which has a running tally of how many times people run into it, because it's quite low. It's only I'm going to say 2 or 3 meters clearance or something. So people regularly run into it. And so I stuck a sticker on the roller door that says, I identify as the Montague Street Bridge, which I don't know if you thought was particularly funny. It wasn't straight after I did it anyway. Oh, man. And now you're clacking. Jeez, you're doing all your tricks tonight. Found an A class. The old vibro clacky
How
lava.
many times has this been? The 3rd time or the 4th time, and it's picked up to the -2 right beside me?
Oh, there it is, all the way over there. I must be getting blinder. I'm losing track of these settlements. Oops, and I'm picking stuff out of barrels instead of doing the settlement. God, speaking of eyesight. We were talking today about how bad our short-term memories are, and it's like, don't you hate it when you do something like you pick up your phone to say, I wonder what the time is, and then you look at your phone and go, what was I doing again? And it's literally like 1 second ago that you said I was going to check the time to yourself. And then you pick your phone up and you stare at it and you don't even know what the time is. Or you just walk into the kitchen and go, what am I doing here again? And you walk off. And you walk back in and go, oh, that's right. And you walk back in and go, what was I doing in here again? It's like being a freaking goldfish in a bowl sometimes. The funniest thing, back when I was still living with my folks, our house had a, you could actually do a circuit right around it. There was like you could go like through the kitchen, through the lounge, blah blah, past the bedroom, back through the laundry, and it sort of made a loop. And I'd be sitting there on the couch watching my parents walk from one end of the house to the other, around in circles, looking for each other. And then one of them would sort of pop out and say, have you seen your dad? So, yeah, he went that way. And they'd go walking that way. And then the other one would come through, where's your mum? She went that way looking for you, you dickhead, sort of thing. And they'd be going round and round. And finally, a couple of minutes later, oh, there you are. I thought they were going to tear our house down after their folks sold it, but it's still there. Yeah. Actually, there was something surprising on the news tonight. House prices have actually dropped in Melbourne. That was quite surprising. We had on the corner just up from me, they built 3 units, which they've crammed onto this block. And 2 of them that haven't ever said have been for sale. I don't know if the owners kept them or whatever, I'm not sure. But the very corner one, they had a for sale sign on for yonks, and they had this agency that kept having openings and stuff, and occasionally there'd be people going through it. Didn't look like there was any activity. They wanted 1.1 to 1.3, and I went, geez, that is a lot for this cramped little tiny unit with bugger all backyard. I reckon they're asking too much. So anyway, then a couple of days later we actually saw, or when I say a couple of days later, we finally saw a sold sign on it. And went, oh, okay, someone's finally bought this thing. And I mean, we'd be walking the dog past, we'd be watching them build it. And they'd be watching like a YouTube tutorial on their phone about how to build a house that looked like it was tragic. These things were really slapped together cheap. Yeah. So we're looking at this thing going, then we get a flyer in the mail. You know when you get the things from the real estate agent saying, oh, we sold a house in your area, look how great we are, blah, blah. They sold it for 1.33. So Whoa. They actually got above their estimated, but they it was from a different agent. So I reckon they gave the original agents tossed them out and said, you ain't doing any good, and got this new lot in, who were then beating their chest going, well, we got above the maximum asking price for it. I thought someone would have dropped their DAX and come down and paid bugger all, but they paid over the top for it, which I was really surprised. Oh, dude, you're going to have to get a new controller or something. You are clacking and vibrating like a wind-up duck.
Oh, I don't know why it does that.
Oh, it's going off. It's not. It hasn't been that bad lately, but it's going off its chops tonight. Ah, C class. I was just getting ready to say, well, it's a good thing I beat you, but it was a freaking C class.
This next one should be the S class.
Well, at least we're not racing this long on that crappy planet we're on last race.
Yeah, that was awful.
That was a bit crap.
So you see why there's that one for 5 months.
Yeah.
Well, partly because I forgot about it.
Oh, this is no doubt. This is a nice looking multi-tool. It'd just be nice to find the S class and wrap it up.
Yeah.
It'd be nice also if we finally get one with a decent slot layout too. They've been a bit few and far between recently. I've found a couple that are sort of like 3 close together, or like in an L shape, but then the 4th one will be, miles away, the other side of the line or whatever.
Well, I found one with a nice slot layout the other day. It was 2 beside each other, left to right.
Yeah.
Up to the one that was on the right-hand side, there was another one touching. So it was an L shape backwards.
Yep.
And the 4th one was diagonally up to one side from the top one. So in theory, they're all 4 touching, but
I've had some pretty average ones.
If I can find the screenshot, I'll send it to you later.
I'm almost convinced that they're worse in a pirate system than they are in normal systems, to be honest. But I just feel like that's how it is. Probably not. I don't hunt in non-pirate systems that often, but I feel like the ones I find in, tier 3 systems or whatever are quite often better or closer stacked. It's probably just my imagination.
This one here, I think, might have been one discovered by you.
Oh, we got to that stage of the game, have we?
Yeah, because didn't zoom up and go white and then back down again. It just opened up and...
Yeah, that sounds like you found it or I found it, one of the two. I don't think you can't tell the difference if it's one that I found or if it's one that you found. It'll act the same. It'll do the whole spinny, but no nanites, no nav data, whatever.
And the
no
thing in the words underneath it's just so quick you can't tell who found it.
Yeah. I think it just gives you the name. I don't think it either says unknown sector or whatever, or it gives you the actual name.
It used to.
Oh, did it say discovered by so and so? Did it?
Yeah, it used to say discovered by Zhunt and time.
Oh, I don't think it's done that for a while, has it?
It still does it, but it's so quick that it just flashes and too quickly to
man,
actually read it.
Forever to load in. There we go. It might. If you go into the discoveries menu and hover over the last one, if it's that one, it'll tell you probably.
I tried that and it wasn't any of the 6 that were showing.
Another C class. You're a bitch.
Oh, I saw this video today. They're talking about the PlayStation 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, upcoming. And I reckon it's going to be above $1,000 goods.
That one you sent for me for that car ad was good.
Yeah.
For the old, was it Corolla or something? I can't remember what a car was.
But it was Corolla.
Yeah, it's funny.
2002.
Piece of crap.
That's starter pistol.
Yeah, I've seen that more times than I'd like to remember. Well, I was going to suggest a third race for the evening, considering it's about to tick over 10 o'clock. And I'm old and have to go to bed because I have to work tomorrow. It's probably not going to be a thing. Turtle doors.
Yeah. I might have to go grocery shopping tomorrow because everything's going to be shut on Friday.
Well, there's a thought. The Easter. We did our shopping today after we went to the car place.
Mm.
We usually do a Wednesday shop because I'm at work and it's just easier. And then we go out on Saturday because we've forgotten half the stuff that we were supposed to get on Wednesday. And then sometimes we go out on Sunday because we've forgotten the stuff that we're supposed to get on Saturday, which is the stuff we forgot on Wednesday. And then we repeat the cycle. It's great.
Yeah, I might actually buy some wine.
You say wine?
Yeah, white wine.
You know what they say about drinking by yourself? You're drinking by yourself. Because I can't remember what they say.
I can't remember either. It must be getting old.
Must be getting old. It's all that white wine.
Oh, I've only had yeah, I've only bought alcohol 3 times this year. So it's not like I'm buying it, no.
3 times this year, that's once a month on average, Lava.
Oh no, because I bought 2 straight after Christmas.
Maybe you should attend some AA meetings. You might meet some nice girlie.
Yeah, I've got a real drinking problem. I'm not drinking enough.
Not drinking enough? No, maybe she's drinking alone. That's her problem. Oh, finally, thank Christ, you're a loser.
Oh no. Well, I have to go to my very last blooming second because it's 8 hours away.
If you tell me it's an S-Class, I'm going to set fire to your face. In the most in the most polite way I can.
The question is, shall I have something to eat or shall I just not?
Have yourself a big dose of dairy before you go to bed so you have some really wicked dreams. I had a huge hunk of cheese before I went to bed the other night. It's probably why I didn't sleep so well last night. That and the fact it was hot as in here. I'm like, I climbed into bed and went, do I really want 2 doonas on? I don't even want 1 doona on. What the hell am I doing? Because it's actually, we've had a cool week the week before and it's sort of come back to mid-20s, high 20s. But like last week there was, I think it was one day it was 14 or something stupid. And my house cools down fairly quickly once it decides that it's getting cool.
Yeah, that's just some crap pistol.
Did I go here? Yes, I did go here.
Yeah, well, my walls are about half a metre thick. So
you got this. Oh, I've been to 50 settlements, it's telling me. That's criminal in a multi-tool race.
Oh, I'm half you.
Didn't quite realise how spotty the back of my neck was. And I'm referring to my on-screen character, by the way, not myself.
You can change it so that he's got whiskers as well.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of them you can change the face profile. One of them, one of the ones we played recently where we were both playing the same dude, we had the same face, and one of us had more like the elongated face or whatever. It was one of the other travellers. Or dudes from the anomaly. I can't remember which character it was.
Well,
no, I think it was the fish face guy.
Yeah. Well, one of your dudes has got he's got the unshaven look.
Alright, Mr. Shuttle. Come and have a look at this so we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone will wake up now.
We're in Ice and Tam, everybody.
We are Ice and Tam Galaxy.
Ooh, that's nice.
So there she is.
Yep.
Narogo's inertial obstructor. 2 supercharged slots there, and there. So what I'll do right about now is I won't put it on the screen because that's going to take forever to re-render this video. If you want to know where all 4 supercharged slots are, have a look at the thumbnail for the video because I'll put it on that instead, as it's going to be too much of a pain in the bum to edit it onto this with the length of this one. So there you go. So let's quickly bring up the El Glypherinos. I hope you're out there busily building a base, Lava.
Yeah, I'm just zooming up in the
there's the glyphs for this planet, and you have to reload on this planet, don't you? Off memory, correct?
Yes.
Reload on this planet to get this one. So just get in and out of your ship and hit your restore point, and that'll change the tool. So it's this one in the cabinet, and this is the planet of Nodar 18. And this is at, if you can't see the comm ball or the base and such, where is this at? Plus 13.12, minus 34.21.
Yeah, because the game servers are usually funky around update time.
Yeah, around update time they can be, off like a bride's nighty, so the expression says. So, Lava will build a base, but if the base and the comm balls aren't here, you'll have to find it manually, which can be a little bit more taxing on your brain, but,
Yeah, just go into your ship, first person,
and you can see
and it has it on the dashboards.
Yeah, like in here. There it is, down there under my name there. It is in different spots on different ship designs. That's why I generally like hunting tools with a what are these things called? Exotic, or a sentinel ship, because the latitude and longitude is closer to the middle of the screen. The other ones can actually be off the edge of the screen when you're flying along. It's a bit of a pain in the bum. Alright, well, I'm going to hit the stop button, so you better say cheery bye. Thanks for the race, dude, and thanks for losing again.
Fun.
It's always fun beating you. And if you want to know who's winning,
awesome shuttle, so
I was going to say, well, if you want to know who's winning the race count, just look at the description of the video, or the description. We've got the tally, and I am quite a few in front, Lava. You need to get your crap together.
Oh, but I'm a winner because I've got an awesome shuttle, so...
Yeah. I would slap you in the head if I could. Right, everyone, we'll catch you in next week's race, and who knows what it'll be, or... I was going to say when it'll be. It'll be next week for you, but don't know what it'll be. Possibly a alien, possibly an experimental, possibly an Atlantean. Don't know. Oh, we forgot to do the dancing last time.
Yeah, so
completely forgot that.
I've got this other one that you'll see next week.
Right, everyone, take care. We'll catch you around. Have a good one. See you later.
Have a nice birthday. Get yourself an awesome shuttle and take care.
Ciao. See ya.